Well, I am Mensah-Bonsu, former two mics, okay. A former NBA player, now current general manager of the Washington Wizards affiliate, the Capital City Go-Go, obviously of Ghanaian heritage. It's not my first time here, but this is always home to me, and it's my social responsibility, being another NBA player such as Charles Henry Cooper, to come back and pour back into my community and my people. And it's only right that it's the year of return that we get to do something on this stage. So I'm excited and humbled to be here, and thank you.
Plunge, and actually, this is truly a return for me because I was born and raised here in Ghana. I left when I was 13 years old to go to school in the U.S., and I'm proud to be coming back with the NBA. I'm the head of business operations for NBA Africa, based in Johannesburg, and as of today was just named the vice president and head of strategy and operations for the Basketball Africa League.
Yay!
So, thank you. Thank you. So the Basketball Africa League is going to be a Pan-African league that the NBA is going to run and operate in partnership with FIBA. And we're going to be based in Dakar, Senegal, but we'll be operating across the entire continent. And I'm here with Pops to really look at how Ghana can get its sporting infrastructure up, basketball infrastructure up, so that we can participate in the new league. So happy to be here, and it truly is a return home for me. Thank you.
Great.
Hi, my name is Del Titus Belwa, and I'm the custodian for Voyager, which is one of the organizations we set up to encourage relations between people of African descent and in the diaspora in Ghana through arts and culture, education, sports, which is why we're here working in conjunction with Pops, who's supporting us to push that initiative alongside the mission that he's on with John on the ground. Thank you, Ambassador Bennett, and your colleague for making this happen. So the objective is to strengthen the bridge and hopefully have more and more of this in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And again, I just really want to say personally thank you to Pops and his colleagues for being here, number one. Number two, Pop is doing exactly what we want to see happen. The diaspora giving back. And I really must say thank you for letting us be your first port of call. This is your diaspora embassy, and he's trained very well. He knows that in order you need to come to your embassy and greet your ambassador and the deputy, and we appreciate your knowing that and doing that. That means a lot to us, and I want to say that publicly.
Thank you.
You see, because that's who we're here. We're here as the diaspora link for the Africa Union, and it's the first and only one of its kind in the world. Ghana has stepped to the plate and has really, Ghana's not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk as well, you see. And this president who has proclaimed this the year of return, we're just so delighted and appreciative of him for doing that. At the time, in fact, we wouldn't be here without him. He was a foreign minister at the time, and he signed our protocols as foreign minister. President Kufuor gave us the land grant, and we built the building. So we're very grateful to Ghana. Ghana is the most Pan-African country in the world. In the world. You agree? Yeah. All right. So what we'll do is that we'll open it up for you to ask any questions, media, because this is your time.
Question I have for Pops, as she said that this is what they're looking for people from the diaspora to be giving back. What initially made you feel like you wanted to do a basketball camp in Ghana? Because as was mentioned before, Ghana is very much into football, aka soccer. What made you decide basketball to come here with the camp?
Well, first and foremost, I think it was only right. Personally, being one of 2 or 3 players of Ghanaian descent to play in the NBA, like I said before, it is my social responsibility to provide opportunities for the younger generation to have opportunities to better their education or to to get a chance to play basketball, a sport that they love. And for me, we came about 4 or 5 years ago when my first ever visit to Ghana, and I did a small camp here, and there were kids who were talented or had the ability to play, but they may have been too old or didn't have the necessary requirements to play basketball or go to school in the U.S. And I felt personally that I was doing a disservice to these kids. And from that day forward, I told myself that no longer would I allow that to happen. And being, like I said, being one of the only players from Ghana to play in the NBA, it's only right that I provide this opportunity for the next generation, because it is my responsibility, like Charles Henry Cooper, who paved the way for us. It's my job to continue that legacy and help other players to do this. So hopefully in a number of years there'll be another player standing here saying that he was inspired to do so by some of the other efforts of his players before him. So that's my purpose and why I felt like it was necessary to be here.
Okay, I have another question before, to the Vice President of NBA Africa. Are there any plans to do any collaborations with Masai's Giants of Africa that currently exists? Is there any work that's being done in collaboration?
Yes, I mean, the African basketball community is one, so anything that we do all together. There's Giants of Africa, there's a seed project, that Amadou founded in Senegal, there's Basketball Without Borders, and in fact, I was just with Pops, Amadou, Masai, the entire basketball community in Senegal about a week and a half ago for Basketball Without Borders, where we bring in the top talent from across the continent. And it's really amazing and a special time for African basketball, because if you look at it from the ground up, we have an incredible amount of talent that is coming into the NBA, not just from the players that play on the court, but also from an executive standpoint. If you look at the Toronto Raptors, their assistant coach is from Africa. The head of scouting is from Africa. Their GM and president is from Africa. And a bunch of their players are from the continent. So we are excited, and we feel that it's just the beginning for us.
Mr. Vice President, you spoke about a league that will be in place.
Yes.
How soon is that starting?
So we are launching the league in January of 2020, so in a few short months. So there's a lot of work for us to do before then, and we're very excited about the plans that we're putting into place. We've invested in basketball on the continent, for a long time. We launched our NBA Africa office in 2010 in Johannesburg and have done a lot of programs across the continent. But we felt this was the right time to now start an elite professional league, and this will sort of be the apex of the basketball ecosystem to provide us as many opportunities as possible for African youth that come through the pipeline that want to stay on the continent and play basketball at a high level, to have that opportunity. Opportunities cannot just be had by leaving. We have to create an ecosystem and an environment here where a kid can be successful here.
What's the format going to be like? Is it going to be as a continent to country versus country clubs? How is it going to be?
So it's going to be a Champions League format. So essentially, what will happen is the club champion from every country on the continent will have a chance to play in the BAL. And there are 6 countries that we've identified where we're going to be playing games in, and then we're going to have the Final Four tournament in Rwanda. And so one of the reasons why Pops and I are here is also to really try and motivate the Ghanaian society and ecosystem to really get behind basketball, because there's no reason why a team from this country should not be participating.
Right, but you mentioned 6 nations there. Can you mention them?
Sure. 6 countries are Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, Nigeria, Angola, and Senegal. So those are the countries where we're going to be playing the games in, but the league will have 12 teams from across the entire continent. Now, the reason why we're playing in those countries partially is because they have the facilities, right? So if we were to come here to Ghana to play, currently, there's nowhere to play. So that's one of the reasons why we're here as well, to motivate that infrastructure gets started, because when you build, we will come.
So talk about building. Is it going to be some sort of a collaboration? Because here in basketball, it's basketball here in Ghana, it's not too solid. So how are we going to get all that facility?
Yeah, so everything has a beginning, right? So Pops and I are here with the ambassador here, you know, and you know, we are having meetings here, you know, this week and a half that we're on the ground here. In addition to the camps and clinics that we're doing, we're meeting with government officials and really trying to let them know that sports isn't just about what happens on the court. There's an economy behind it, right? So, you know, this is about building the ecosystem so that there are opportunities for everybody. And when you think about the sporting ecosystem, that, you know, it's the players, it's the general managers, it's the administrators, it's security, it's eventing, it's, you know, concessions, it's all kinds of things around it. So sports shouldn't just be viewed as an activity, but it's a business.
Professor, I wanted to ask you, what are the prospects for Ghanaian players or Ghanaian basketball players in the US? What are the
Prospects?
prospects?
I mean, are there some over there?
For probably for those who will be entering or sometime.
Well, I mean, like I said, it was like we stated before. Let's get some mic stands. Like we said before, there are some players over there, but it's few and far between. And you know, I think after coming here a few years ago and seeing that there was talent here, again, we have to create that bridge so that there could be more. You know, I know basketball is not big in Ghana, but it's I can't be one of the only 3 to have played in the NBA. You know, we have to provide these opportunities and allow more players to be in that position. So again, we're trying to build this ecosystem, like John said, and put some things in place. And you know, we have to start somewhere. And being one of the first to have played in the NBA, I really take it as my responsibility to put some of those things in place. So,
if I can respond to that as well. So, you know, it's you know, following in Pop's footsteps. You know, there are lots of Ghanaian kids that don't necessarily think that they can make it in basketball because they haven't seen a lot of role models out there. And that's the reason why Pops is back here, to show Ghanaians that there are role models out there. And to that point, one of my colleagues and I were here about a year and a half ago, and we held a clinic here. And there's a kid here, you know, that we've identified who's currently on his way to Senegal to try out for the NBA Academy. You know, so the notion of having prospects and having a pipeline is very real, and I think that's what Pops is, you know, here to inspire.
I just want to chime in on that one. First of all, I want to introduce you to Dr. Sandy Williams, who is one of our people here at the Diaspora Africa Forum. She's one of the diasporas who's come